Welcome to the Reddit Chronicles. Today we will be reading from Am I the Jerk? Our first post is by Gullible Nose. Am I the jerk for taking potatoes off a guy's plate at a wedding? I just got back from my friend's wedding in Mexico. It was at a fancy all-inclusive. Everyone mostly did their own thing, with only a few group events planned, other than the wedding and reception obviously. One of the group activities was dinner out at one of the restaurants that required a reservation. It was beautiful, and the service was fantastic. One hiccup. The best man did not want potatoes. He wasn't allergic. Potatoes did not take out his parents in a dark alley, and he hasn't sworn to avenge them. As far as I know anyways. I speak Spanish, and after he asked me, I asked the waiter to please not serve him potatoes. Well, you know where this is going. He was maliciously served potatoes, and he would not shut up about it. He pointed out to everyone at our table that he had been served a starchy tumor against his will. Other tables were watching him and listening to him getting upset about the potatoes. He ate the rest of his meal, but would not drop the potatoes. I couldn't take it anymore. I reached over and grabbed the potatoes with my hand and put them on my plate, and then I ate them. He just sat there stunned. Then he got up and went to his suite. He avoided me the rest of the time there, but he made sure to tell everyone what an asshole I was and how unladylike my behavior was. I just wanted him to shut the F up about the potatoes. My friend wants me to apologize for causing drama. Our next post is by Bossy Aussie. Am I the jerk for refusing to give my 17F cousin, 8F, my heated blanket I got at home? So, I have an 8-year-old cousin who we'll call Katie for the sake of the story. For my 16th birthday, my best friend Jasper gave me a heated blanket because I mentioned how my room can get freezing whenever it wants. It's basically a red blanket that plugs in. You pick one of 4 settings and it auto shuts off after 3 hours, so it's not a fire hazard. Safe to say, I love this thing. I'm actually using it right now. So 2 days ago, my aunt and uncle and Katie came over for dinner. I asked Katie if she wanted to play a game on our Switch. She excitedly said yes, so we went up to my room and set it up to my TV. Just my luck, my room was freezing cold, so I set up my heated blanket for Katie and I while my heater slowly heats up the room. When they were about to leave, Katie came running to me with the blanket, asking if she could take it home. The thing is, they have 2 dogs who ruin stuff in 2 seconds, while she doesn't take the best care of her stuff either. Understandable since she's 8. I nicely took it from her and said no in the nicest way possible. I told her that it was a birthday gift that Jasper gave to me. She looked disappointed but smiled. She's met Jasper, and aside from her parents and I, he's gotta be her favorite person, and he absolutely adores her. She's told Jasper and I that we need to get together and get married so that she can see him more often. She ran to her parents and got her stuff on, and my aunt and uncle asked why I couldn't just give it to her. I said again that it was a birthday gift from Jasper. They just said that I could have given it to her and Jasper, or I could get another one. I don't want to give it away since it was a birthday gift from my best friend, and he had a hilariously hard time getting it. He paid for it, but he had to ask his mother to order it, and tried his best to not mention that it was a gift for a girl, since you can probably tell how she'd respond. I stood my ground and told them that I would not be giving it to them, and they just huffed and left. Later they texted me saying that I was a jerk and I should have just given it to her. I was older, and I should have been the bigger person. The thing is, Katie had literally no problem with me saying no, so I have no idea what their problem was, but the way jerk was thrown around it reminded me of this place. So Reddit, am I the jerk? Our next post is by Britt Cassie. Am I the jerk for planning on getting married before my twin sister? I've seen a few posts related to similar wedding situations, but none with twins, so wanted to ask. My fiancé recently surprised me with a proposal on a trip in Iceland, September 2023. I said yes, and we excitedly started discussing wedding visions. It's important to mention my twin messaged me a seemingly random date for August 2024 while I was on vacation. When I questioned it, she simply said, "My wedding." This exchange of messages took place before my fiancé proposed to me. After our trip, we attended a dinner at my parents' house with family, my twin, and her fiancé in attendance. She got engaged September 2022. Over dinner, everyone was curious on when we were planning on getting married, so we honestly answered, maybe July 2024. I will also say, before our response together, I jokingly said, August 1st, 2024, and everyone laughed, including her fiancé. I did explain it was a joke afterwards, just to make sure everyone knew I wasn't serious. My fiancé actually picked the time of year himself. When he explained all his reasonings, I agreed we could look for dates in July. Later that week, I had a call with my twin and she brought up the joke date, asking if I was serious. I explained no, it was a joke. She asked if we were serious about July, to which I told her yes. She told me my fiancé and I were being disrespectful, and she expected an apology from him for choosing that time of year because we knew she already had a set date in August. I explained we did not pick that time of year with any intentions of hurting her feelings or being malicious or evil. She did not care. The phone call ended after she explained she could not put into words correctly how she felt and she would contact me later. She never reached out, so I waited until the next day to call and talk to her. I asked if she'd had time to figure out the right words so I could understand how she felt. She told me she didn't need to explain anything because she'd already told me she felt disrespected. The call then devolved to her basically screaming and yelling at me. She requested that I not talk to her about wedding-related things until I have a set date and venue with a deposit put down. The basic message I got from her is she does not want me to get married before her, even if it's only by a month. Other than that, it is very hard to get her to clearly communicate exactly how she feels or what she means by what she has said. There are other conversations that took place between the dinner and the last phone call with her, but I feel I have included the most important information. One of my fiancé's reasons for that time of year are specific to a family member's health. I did not tell my sister this, as I did not feel it was my place. Since then, my fiancé has had a discussion with her fiancé and disclosed that information. Edit. The family member has terminal cancer. Rulolo writes in the comments below, well, to be fair, she gave you a date for her wedding, and you come back to announce that your wedding will be 1 month before hers. It feels very much intentional, even if you say it is not. I am not calling you a jerk, but I see where she is coming from. From the outside, it really looks like you have rushed to be the first one married as soon as she had a date. Our next post is by Primary Tumbleweed. Am I the jerk for refusing my sister's offer to pay for the gender reveal scan? So my girlfriend, F26, and I, M29, found out in August that we were going to be parents to our first child. Generally, everyone was very happy about the news. However, because of the shock I felt at the time, it wasn't planned. I called my mother for reassurance, and it helped. She wasn't happy. I told her over a phone call, which I understand and am likely a jerk for. I apologized and we put it behind us. My sister has been supportive. She helped us move to a new house, wanted to take my partner out baby shopping in a few weeks. However, my mother was less helpful. We had a FaceTime mid-August about housing options. Then my mother randomly asked me about if my partner was on the pill. I said yes, and I've seen her take it, and she asked if I was sure, almost like she was insinuating that I was baby trapped. I have had worries about my sister. I'm happy she's excited, but I feel sometimes she's too much. She was talking about having the baby every weekend so we could do stuff as a couple, and I said we have to consider both families. She was also concerned about us moving a bit closer to my girlfriend's family than mine. She said I wouldn't get as much support and questioned the support from my partners as her mother lives 2 hours away. I said she comes down every weekend to look after her mother with dementia. We'll be fine. My sister offered to pay for our gender reveal scan. We both thought this was a lovely gesture and said yes. My sister understandably wanted to come because she's paying for it. My sister told me that the one she was booking allowed up to 5 people to come and suggested we bring my mom along. I then said if she's coming, then my girlfriend's mom should come too. She disagreed because it's the only involvement they'll have during the pregnancy, and my girlfriend's family will be at other events. We said it's not about who we're including, it's about having support during a personal appointment, and my girlfriend doesn't want only all my family there. My mom previously said either it's just my family or no scan. I said fine, we'll pay for it ourselves. My sister then messaged my girlfriend to explain her reasoning, which left her in tears. She also said my family like to do things separate and they're a bit antisocial. They think meeting my girlfriend's mom at the scan will be awkward. We think this kind of reasoning is selfish and not putting our wishes first. My mom and sister are getting me to understand their reasoning. I do understand it, I just don't agree with it. My girlfriend's mom isn't bothered by them not wanting her there, just more by how it's affected us. She told me not to worry about them and hugged me. She said she's happy to pay for it and for me to invite whoever I want. This is a post here because despite many agreements about our side of things, I have doubt because my sister was going to pay for it. And I was considering my dad, but my girlfriend's mom believes that would anger my family. Am I the jerk? Down in the comments, Tangerine Bouquet writes, so absolutely not the jerk. This wasn't an offer of a gift. It was a power play. You said no to your sister's conditions because she made your pregnant partner cry. Good for you. Keep setting boundaries. Congratulations and best wishes. Thank you for listening to the Reddit Chronicles. Follow for more content.